So I'm finally doing it. This is actually a second recording of this review. I planned to do this on my birthday, which was last Tuesday. I've been kind of building up to it for a couple of months because it's one of my top 5 fragrances ever in the world. And I planned to do it on my birthday originally, but alas, I'd had far too many glasses of wine, and I got home and I thought, you know what, I'll do the Red Cap review now. And then I started doing it, and then when I watched it back the next day, I realised that it was pretty much 15 minutes of rambling crap. I did review the fragrance, but because I was a bit tipsy, I was pretty much more in love with it than I already am, so it didn't make for very good viewing. So I've decided to do it not tipsy, because it is an important one and I've wanted to do it for ages. So before I start, I just want to say that this review is dedicated to a fellow fragranticant called Josh. I know this is an important fragrance for him as well. It's something that his mother wears, or used to wear, so he tells me, and it's pretty much incredible. It is, as I said, one of my top 5 fragrances ever made. So thank you, Josh, and thank you so much for your gift that you sent all the way across the seas from Texas to London. She made it, I've got it. Another one of my top 5 fragrances in the world, which I haven't yet reviewed. Stella by Stella McCartney. I will review this. Oh, such a beauty, but it's not about you. It's about D&G Red Cap for now. So this is Dolce Gabbana pour Femme, otherwise known as Red Cap, the original formula. I'll quickly say that D&G have relaunched this fragrance completely. It's not just a reformulation. It's under the same name, but it's new packaging and it's an entirely new smell. Someone's just started blasting music out. It's a marshmallow bomb, and it's just very, I would probably say, generic, and not even a patch on this, the original juice. So this is what it looks like. This is the stuff you need to get if you're a fan of this. It's discontinued, it's going off of the shelves, so just get it if you're a fan, and if you haven't, try it. Do try it. Sometimes fragrances are masterpieces, and D&G totally smashed it with this one. So it was the first one they ever made for women. It came pour Femme and pour Homme, and I think it's just called Dolce Gabbana, that's it. No bells and whistles, no airs and graces. So it's a simple bottle like this. It's just literally rectangle with a red lid with a gold, that's it, not much to it. It comes in a red faux velvet box. Yeah, it's an eau de toilette, and up until recently I thought it only came as an eau de toilette until I stumbled across this little beauty, which, if you look, is a parfum de toilette. And on my research I've discovered that parfum de toilette is a strength, or what's the word I'm looking for? A concentration in between eau de toilette and eau de parfum. So not that this needs it by any means, because it is a monster of a fragrance in terms of strength and longevity, but it does come in parfum de toilette. And just for the record, I mean, saying I'm a fan of it is probably an understatement, because this is just, it's a lot. When I heard it discontinued, I just hoarded it like crazy, so I think I've got enough to last a lifetime now. So anyway, on to the review. It's a floral aldehyde. It came out, sorry, I'm just getting the bottle. It's a floral aldehyde. It came out in 1992. Now, aldehydes, I'm not going to talk about too much, because in all honesty, the more I read about them, the more confused I get about them. What they are is a synthetic note, or a synthetic group of notes that is added to a fragrance to give it a kind of sparkle, or a kind of je ne sais quoi. Something, I don't know, tingly on the nose. And there's many different kinds of it, but for the purposes of this fragrance, I think the aldehydes in this are meant to make it have a kind of airy, glittery, sparkly feel, and I agree. So the top notes, it's got some really interesting stuff in it. It's got ivy, which I don't hear about often in fragrances, and I, for the life of me, can't tell you what it smells like. Freesia, fresh flower. Mandarin, bergamot, basil, aldehydes, obviously, and then citrus notes. I'm not sure which, I'm not sure what it is. Citrus is obviously general, but it's probably more on the orangey side than anything. And then the heart notes are jasmine, geranium, rose, Lily of the Valley, lily as well. I absolutely love the smell of lilies. Marigold, orange blossom, and coriander. So you've got a kind of 2 green elements in there with the basil and the coriander. And then the base is vanilla, musk, tonka, and sandalwood. So with this fragrance, I mean, I literally can't sit here and do the let's smell it dry, let's smell it wet, because I'd need to have it on my hand for an entire day for it to really reveal itself. It's not the kind of fragrance you can go into a shop and decide straight away. It's like most masterpiece fragrances, they really need to unfurl and unfold and kind of become part of you. And this one is definitely one of those. Most people, I think, if you smelled it straight away, you would be instantly put off. You're hit with this sparkly, kind of synthetic powder, slightly herbal bomb straight away, which to me is just, it can be too much, but when this settles, wowzers, amazing. So what does it smell like? That's the most important thing. Now, it will be difficult for me to say because I do adore it that much, and it is a lot of stuff. But the 2 words I use to describe it is glamorous powder. And it really just feels like if you took a really expensive powder and threw loads of gold jewellery on it. You know, powder can smell like baby powder, it can be like vanilla-y powder. This is like high-end, glamorous money powder. That's kind of a weird way to describe it, but that's the only thing I can think of. What I think is, when you smell it, it smells like it's got 3 layers, and I don't mean top, heart and base notes. I mean the smell of it has depth. Think of it as like a sphere like that. The outer core of it is the aldehyde, so you've got this kind of sparkly, herbal, kind of citrusy smell. But going a bit deeper, you've got this kind of smooth, vanilla-y, floral core, basically. And then the base, the sandalwood in it, and tonka and musk. Sandalwood, tonka and musk, all kind of powdery, sweet smelling notes. And it kind of adds more to the powderiness of it. It is, like I say, powdery, but it's not baby powder. It's got so much more to it. It's a complex, glamorous, rich smelling powder, and it's ultra feminine. I have tried to make this my signature. I would love to be able to be associated with it, but it's just, I can't tame it. I think sometimes you just can't pull off a fragrance. Personally, me, I can't, and I want to with this, but I can't. It's one of the only fragrances that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should spray this on me, because it's just that massive and that beautiful and that feminine, I think. So yeah, really, it's intense, and it might sound weird, but I call it intensely soft. Some fragrances can be kind of sharp smelling but still weak. This is soft smelling, but it's very strong. Sorry, my camera cut me off there. There I was again rambling. But what I was going to say was, yeah, it's like being punched in the face with a pillow, if that makes sense. It's like, it's very strong, but it's soft. It's like a punch, but then it's soft. And it is intense. It does project really far, and it does last way easily 12 hours plus. I can do 2 sprays of this on my neck, and I'm constantly aware of it. You know, sometimes your nose can switch you off to fragrances when you've been wearing them for a little while, but this one doesn't seem to want to go anywhere. And I smelled this on people, a woman in a petrol station, like outside, she walked past me and I was whack. I knew it was it straight away. It's just one of those ones. Yeah, it's just literally amazing. I didn't want to start gushing over it, but when you like a fragrance that much, that's kind of what happens. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to make it my signature, but at least I know that I can wear it when I'm around the house on my own, or just days that I'm feeling brave enough. One spray to the chest under clothes for me is enough. It still comes out of my collar like that. But yeah, that's it really. That's it. It's Dolce Gabbana Pour Femme Red Cap. If you haven't tried it, I would say go for it. Try it before it's gone, honestly, because fragrances from the 90s. I'm a huge fan of them. I'm an 80s baby and I loved fragrances then, and this one's got a special place in my olfactory heart, cheesy as it may sound. Yeah, my camera actually cut me off, so I'm not sure what I said after the cut-off point before, but that was pretty much it anyway. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon for another review. Thanks, bye-bye.